What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Philip and Leroy Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Go back on here.
All right, I'm Leroy. So, what's going on, Phil?
Not much. Just getting ready for some football.
All right, so we got the Eagles versus Cowboys today. The Eagles are a 3-point underdog. The over/under is 50. So do you think is the over/under too high or?
Yes, I
Yeah,
think
I
it'll
think
be under.
right. I think so too. Like 50 points is way too high. So we have some stats. The Eagles have converted just 37% of their third down opportunities this season. That's the fourth lowest third down mark in the league and the lowest by the Eagles since 2009. They converted just 32% of their third downs that year. They still managed to win 11 games, but that was largely because of the defense that forced 38 turnovers and held opponents to 21 points per game. The Eagles have forced just 16 turnovers this season, and five of them have come in the last two games. Well, we already talked about that before. The Eagles have converted 48% of their third down opportunities, and their first five games they have converted just 29.5% in their last nine games.
Well, what we should do,
Go ahead.
I was going to say what we should do about stats. Stats should start when Jalen Hurts took over because it's been a different team with him in there.
No, that's not true.
It hasn't been a different team since
Yeah,
he been in there.
well, they had a there's a lot of stats that I didn't write down because it was talking about stuff in the past and talking about Carson Wentz also. I didn't use those stats.
Well, when you say will we rank in a year with Carson Wentz being last in every stat, now everything is going to be low. But we've been playing a different way with Hurts in the game. So the stats are you can't really go by the stats on what's been going on for the year.
Well, no, because they still not converting on third down, regardless if Jalen Hurts is in there or not.
He just
Because they
converted like three third down. Game.
okay, but
Look at his third down completion percentage
okay, but
or
they
percentage. That's what you need to look at.
okay, but it's 29% in the last nine games. So he played in those games, so they still not converting
No,
on third down.
no. Him as a quarterback, he only played 3 games. You can't count him as a trick pony here and there and include him in those games.
Why can't you?
Carson Wentz was running the show. He's last in every category.
The Cowboys own the worst defense in the NFL. They're giving up 161.8 yards per game on the ground and 5.0 yards per carry. They've been gashed for 200 rushing yards four times, including a 300 plus yard once. So there's our stat right there, folks, for you. What the Eagles going to do, or what they should do this game. Miles
We
Sanders
don't
said,
what
"Go
we
ahead."
supposed to do. Now I was saying we don't always do what we supposed to do. So if this team can't stop the run, we should be fucking pounding the ball. But our coach would pound to throw the ball against a run defense.
Miles Sanders has 31 carries in the last two games. His 17 carry Sunday against the Cardinals were his most since week three when he had 18. The Eagles have ran the ball 65 times in the last two games. That's 32.5 rushing attempts per game. And their first 12 games, they averaged 23.3. Your boy Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz' defense has five interceptions this season. That's the second fewest in the league. Houston has just three. Carolina also has five. The Eagles have just 11 interceptions last year and 10 the year before. That's 26 over the last three seasons. Only four teams have fewer: the 49ers, the Cardinals, Cowboys, and the Lions. The Patriots has the most with 59. So that's your
Jimmy
boy
Schwartz
not
will be fired. Yeah,
right.
he'll be fired after this year.
Yeah, not converting, not getting interceptions. And we also mentioned that we mentioned that was that during Texan or did we mention it on the air when you mentioned about the interceptions and they got an interception against the Cardinals?
I think that was on air, and I was just talking shit.
Okay, yeah. So what's the score of the game, Phil?
I say 17-24 Eagles.
17-24, you just said?
Yes.
That's funny because I wrote that down. I wrote the same thing. 17-24 Eagles. We agreeing too much.
You're
We
starting to
agreeing.
come on the right side of
No,
things.
that's all right. Well, your boy playing today. Is he gonna get on the field? Deshaun?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't even see him getting a touchdown.
Oh, and you predicting a touchdown. Is this going to be a long pass or?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll be back at halftime. Guess we'll have somebody from the Cowboys fan on here. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, we need to
Yeah.
find them in Philly.
Right. Now, how do you want to do it? Do you want a Cowboys fan from Texas, or do you want a Philadelphia Cowboys fan?
I don't know uh if you do Cowboys fan from Philly, we need to get into why you're a Cowboys fan because we already know you're a bandwagon hopper. There's no reason for you to be a Cowboys fan living in Philly.
All right. So
Right
I'll try.
from Dallas, it don't matter to me. Whatever.
Okay. All right. We'll be back at halftime.
All right.
Eagles!
All right, we back. It's halftime. The Cowboys are winning 17-10, and like Phil and I mentioned, what damn near every week, poor secondary performance.
Yep. Now all of a sudden Gallup is a damn Pro Bowl fucking receiver.
Yep, and your Andy Dalton can throw the football down the field like that.
He's not being enough pressure put on him. He's getting too much time to just pick us apart.
Yep. Andy Dalton 16 for 20, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jalen Hurts 9 for 14, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Well, at least they running the ball. Miles Sanders 11 carries for 40 yards.
But why pick up Howard and why is Howard getting touches?
Right.
Like he's done, and we already have 3 running backs. We didn't need him, and now if you count a rushing quarterback, he definitely not needed.
Yep.
Those couple carries that he got could have went to Miles or Boston Scott.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so well, we had 17-24. Well, it looked like the Eagles is not going to the Cowboys are not going to have 17 points. And hopefully the Eagles have more than 17.
And that got a lot to do with our play calling on offense because some of them plays he's calling, like I think it was like 3rd and 4, and he just said, "Fuck it, let's run the ball." That's a passing down with a running quarterback, and if it ain't there, then he can take off and run.
Right.
Why try to run the ball on a down like that?
Right. Yeah, I remember the 3rd and 4. But that's your coach. That's your coach. And okay, Jalen's doing okay throwing the football, but why always got to throw on first down? Like run the football.
Yeah, our coach is terrible when it comes to his play calling.
Yep. So what you see in the second half?
We got a lot of defensive players hurt. Our find a way to step up and slow them down because they're not that. Andy Dalton is not that good to be looking like a damn Pro Bowl quarterback against us.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the defense can step up. The offense is okay as long as the coach is calling good plays. Jalen Hurts is doing good. We need to run the ball a little bit more. Not with Howard. Give Boston Scott some touches. I think he got like 1 or 2 carries all game. Give him a couple more carries and start leading. Even if you're not handing it off to Miles Sanders, whatever happened to the running back screenplay? That used to be a nice play when you got a speedy running back. You don't even use it no more. That used to be one of our big weapons.
Nope, we don't use it.
So we gotta get the ball in Miles Sanders' hand, even if you gotta line him up wide on as a receiver. You know what I mean? With a linebacker on him just to smoke him and shit. We gotta get the ball in his hands. Find ways to get him more touches.
Yep. Well, we'll be back. I talked to a couple of people. One guy, I'm gonna tell you what he had tweeted me when I asked him did he want to be on. He goes, Thanks for the offer, but I'm a very diehard and biased Cowboys fan. And well, I can't see myself having anything positive to say about your team other than die Eagles die.
That's cool. We could have had him on. You can talk his
Exactly.
shit.
So I said that's what we looking for. Like, are you joining us? But he never tweeted me back.
Okay.
Yeah. So all right, y'all, we'll be back.
All right.
Dallas, Dallas Cowboys.
All right, y'all, we back. The Eagles lost 37 to 17. We have two fans. Normally only one fan join us during this, so we have two. We got Mr. CJ Lee and Mr. Jay Clark.
Howdy.
What's
All
going
right.
on?
Okay, y'all. So go ahead, both of y'all two. Go ahead and rub it in.
Ain't no need to rub it in. Ain't no need.
I, yeah, I mean, it's the division is so trash this year. I mean,
That's
it's
what
it's it's one of those victories that it's like, yeah, we won, but at the same time, as a fan, I'm kind of conflicted because I don't want to win the division. I don't want to get far, like, because this team ain't gonna do nothing anyway. So
right.
it's hit and miss. Y'all ain't gonna get
I
too
mean,
much salt from me today.
at the end of the day, regardless of, I mean, like, if we were to win something next week, we still got to host somebody like Seattle. You know what I mean? Like, if you know what I mean, with our defense giving up 35 points a game, I mean, today we actually showed up, which is I don't even know how I feel about today because I don't know if it's real or not. But you
Yeah,
know what I mean? With us giving up 35 points a game, do we really want to make the playoffs? You know what I mean? Like, is it worth it?
yeah. That's more of the reason why the score was low. That's more the coaching, Eagles coaching's fault more than what the
That's
Cowboys did. Because
that's
that
that's more what I'm thinking along the lines of.
right. Oh, Phil,
and
can
for
you
me
hear
as,
me?
as a fan, and for me as a
Yeah,
fan, I'm
I
kind of
heard you.
on the.
Uh, go ahead. What were you saying, Jay Clark?
And as for me as a fan, like you said, y'all's result was more of a result of bad coaching on your side. I'm hoping that Jerry don't took it this to be like, oh yeah, we need to keep our defensive coordinator because these past couple of weeks we doing the damn
Nah,
thing, and it's like, nah,
no,
bro, I don't need that around. As a
no,
fan, that worries me.
nah. If anything, Sean Lee should be the defensive coordinator next year.
Hmm.
Well,
I take that.
they said that the Cowboys defense has been at the top the last couple weeks. So maybe our defensive coordinator got it together.
Nah, no, they haven't. No, they haven't.
I'd,
So
No,
I'd
they
feel
haven't.
that way if we actually played somebody. Like you looking
Yeah,
at these
ain't
victories against
nobody.
the Eagles, the Bengals. It's like these are teams that are in the bottom of the league with us. That's no real
Then
competition there.
we're doing what we're supposed to do. I'll put it like that. Because like a team like
True.
like me, like even today with the Eagles playing however they played, at the end of the day, when you have CD, Gallup, and Coop and Zeke, like you're supposed to score 37 points, but you're not supposed to give up 38. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where we've been in every game that we've played, minus like maybe one or two games. We've always scored enough points to win games, but we've never been able to stop anybody.
Mhm.
You
Right.
know, and that's with everybody healthy on defense. You know what I mean? Like we're not like San Francisco where they've got, you know what I mean, 9 out of 11 starters on defense. You know what I mean, on IR.
Yeah,
All of our guys are
but
basically, and we're just playing
Andy
bad.
Dalton is a bum, and he looked like
Yeah, Andy Dalton, 22 for 30, 377 yards passing, three touchdowns, one interception.
Right.
Looking
I
like
mean,
a star.
I mean,
Thanks to the Eagles secondary.
I mean,
but
Andy's history
our
isn't as a
defense.
bum quarterback. The boy's got some skills. He's just not the guy I'd want to rely on.
He's better.
I'm
He's no. He's better than average, but he's not good.
he's better
right.
than most of the backup options in the league right now.
Say that again.
That's why his signing as a backup was
Like
great.
if you look at everybody's backup QB situation in the league right now, ours is probably better than more than half.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I
nobody
mean? Like I'll put it to you like
bench
this.
anyway.
If this was like what year did we draft Zeke? 2015, 16?
Mm-hmm.
So you remember that 2016 season where Tony Romo got hurt and Matt Castle had to come in?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is nothing like that. You know what I mean? Where Dak can go down and our season was effectively over. You know what I mean? But when you got a guy like Andy Dalton that can come in off the bench, you know what I mean? Like that helps a little bit, but you know what I mean? By any stretch of the means, he's not, you know what I mean? Like he's not
He had a
like
lot.
answer.
When he was in
You know,
Cincinnati, he had a lot of weapons around him. He couldn't do shit with them, and that's why they moved on from him.
see, I don't even know if that's true. I think it was more like their coaching staff put them in a lot of good positions to win football games. Because outside of AJ Green, like the last good player I remember coming out of Cincy was who, like Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
And I think
Andy
that was part of the
Dalton
positive
always
of
had
bringing him to
weapons. He couldn't get
Dallas
it
was
done.
because he got weapons for once. Like yeah, he actually had a stable receiving core and running back core. Unfortunately, the offensive line is just so injured he can't do anything behind it.
right,
So he put in that situation. Yeah, he can succeed. Like I said, he's just
right,
not the guy I'd want to rely on long term, or even if possible, if our offensive line was healthy, yeah, it might be a better situation.
right. No, I agree. Because at the end of the day, like Andy Dalton having to throw it 40 times to win a football game should not be the way when we got a $90 million tailback.
Right. So
Yeah.
what y'all doing for next year's
But on the
quarterback
flip side of
position?
that, you know what I mean? Like we were able to start running gash plays on the Eagles defense because of Fletcher Cox not being in. You know what I mean? Like Fletcher Cox is there standing over Connor Williams, then none of those running lanes are open.
Right.
So, what was the question you just asked, Phil?
No, I was saying with their quarterback situation, who's their quarterback for next year?
Oh, you have to sign Dak. You have to sign Dak. There's no
Yeah.
question there.
That's not what
Uh,
I'm hearing.
I,
I
you know,
tell
Dalton's
me what
okay. Like I said, he's not the guy I'd want to rely on. You have to sign Dak because
So
Dak, even in the same
so
similar
look.
position, would be able to
So
make some things happen.
but what
okay,
is
so
Dak not?
when Dak was healthy, when hold on. When Dak was healthy, y'all wouldn't resign him. So now he's coming off an injury. You saying break the bank and resign him when y'all wouldn't resign him when he was healthy,
Well, we
putting up
should have
big
broke.
numbers? That don't make
No,
sense.
that wasn't the breaking point. We should have been signed him long before that.
Yeah, a year ago.
Like he should have been signed. He should have been signed before Patrick Mahomes.
And
He
if
should
anything,
have
Got
hopefully
his
this makes it
money
so you
when
don't have to break the
When
bank.
Jared Goff and Carson got paid. That's when Dak should have got paid around the same time
right.
because they all came in together around the
Yes.
Yep.
same time.
Yes.
But y'all didn't believe in him, so y'all didn't want to pay him.
But the thing is, like, I don't know what they're waiting on. Like, because the two guys that they paid haven't given us anything.
Right. It's
They don't
more
believe in
of
him.
Like
yeah,
D Law that just now started playing decent.
see,
Like if he was playing the way he was playing 10 weeks ago, then we might be all right. But D Law is just now showing up to the party. You know what I mean? He makes too much money to even to give us the lack of production that he's given us. You know what I mean? Like you look at Jalen Smith, that's a $65 million linebacker that can't fill gaps. You know what I mean? That's a $64 million linebacker that spins around from one gap to the other and has no clue where the ball is.
see, I think it's more of they want to see what the league going to do with their quarterbacks to try to set a dollar amount for that. I
I
don't
mean,
think it's not.
the league had done that. You had most of your quarterbacks being signed at that point.
But the market's already
With
Sure
Goff and
did.
Wentz being signed,
right.
you kind of had that mark being made. Essentially, everybody's been kind of coming about that mark, except for our boy Patrick, because Patrick is just doing the damn thing out in Kansas City. But everybody's been kind of close to that mark. So I don't, we don't know why they waited for whatever reason, but at this point, you kind of, even with his injury, hopefully maybe that takes a couple dollars off of it, but you know what the boy can deliver, and you know he's got the talent to bring what you need to bring to go forward, and you kind of have to lock that in. If you don't, that makes the decisions of trying to sign Jalen and Zeke even look that worse. Because if anybody, Dak should have been signed before those two. Those two are
But
just two bad contracts.
the only thing that's holding up to me, what I've seen, the only thing that's holding up the contract to get that done is the length of contract. Like if you're talking about like there's a difference between paying a guy $200 million over 10 years and trying to pay a guy $200 million.
Somebody got a TV on or something. What's all in the background?
You know what I mean, though? But like trying to front load all that money into 5 years when you can expand that. If you're really trying to say this is why I think my Cowboys fans are like, let him walk, let him go, or why they haven't paid him yet. Because to me, I mean, this is just my personal opinion. When you say long-term deal, a long-term deal for a quarterback is not 5 years. I don't care what anybody says. Like that's not it. You want to talk long-term deal, 7 to 10 years.
See, I would never sign a 7 to 10 year NFL contract.
But if
I
you're
wouldn't
playing from the
either.
position,
Five is around amount
because
because
you look at a guy like look at what Patrick Mahomes signed. Patrick Mahomes signed a 10-year, $200 million contract.
no.
Yeah,
I mean, oh, he did it, but I'm saying no. I wouldn't sign a 10-year contract. I wouldn't be wrapped up into a team for 10 years, not just one contract. Now you can give me 2 5-year
Right.
contracts.
So when that money roll over and everybody's breaking the bank, you sitting there stuck in a contract making less than everybody else.
right.
Exactly.
If you have your guy, and like I said, like your quarterback, like Patrick Mahomes is there. Like he's not going nowhere. Has no intention of going nowhere. Patrick Mahomes could have a down year, and he's still not going nowhere. And that's what I'm saying. Like
Well,
that's
shit,
the
he won a champion.
that's
He won
the
a champion
that they have.
as a second-year starter.
What'd you say?
I say he won the championship as a second-year starter, and he's
Right.
young as shit.
That's what I'm saying. So knowing that you got that kind of guy, like signing him to 3 or 4 years, to me, like that's like why do that? What's the point of doing that when you got that guy? And finding that guy is hard.
Right,
Like
but you can't go off of that with Dak
there's so many
because
hit
Dak ain't do the same thing he
picks.
did.
Like you look at what's happening with Dwayne Haskins. That's a first round pick that Washington wasted. Okay. They took a chance on a guy that only played 1 year of college football. Like to me,
And I think it compounds also with how you run your offense. Like I
right.
think you could go with a younger, or less experienced quarterback if you're running an offense that, you're getting the ball to your players, quickly and allowing them to do what they do. Kind of like how the offense was run today. We don't do that too often where we're running quick routes or getting the ball into these players' hands so they can do what they do. So because of how our offense is run generally,
Right.
you need somebody back there with experience who can let these routes develop and let these things happen and can then deliver the ball. So
Right.
you have to kind of go with a little more experience than going with the rookie just based on how you run your offense and how we've seen the Cowboys do their thing.
Fair
So
enough.
so next week the Cowboys play the New York Giants. Guys, what do you think they're going to do?
Like scoring points isn't going to be the issue. It's going to be more so about, are we going to make Daniel Jones look like a Hall of Famer? Like that's more.
And
That's
we'll
more.
score. Hold on. Scoring points will be an issue because the Giants haven't been giving up a lot of points.
Right.
But I don't. But again, like when with the offensive rhythm that we have now, I mean, with the secondary that they have, like the Giants are more. To me, they're more like Washington. They're built from the defensive line. You know what I mean? Like their second and third level defense is trash.
To
You
me,
know,
it
what
all
I
depends on
mean? So
what kind of game plan you come in
if
there
we
with.
keep them just like we did Philadelphia today. You know what I mean? Like we knew, like with Fletcher Cox going out, like that was the anchor of their D line. And then once you start getting up on their linebackers and corners, like it's murder she wrote.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I think that I think that if you want to, if we continue to do what we do, which is to me, I've been saying that if you the day we drafted CD Lamb, we have made the commitment to transition from a run first offense to a passing offense. To me, you do not carry three receivers like Gallup, Coop, and CD to let one of them sit on the sideline every series.
Mhm.
All three of those guys need to be on the field as they were today. All three of those guys need to be on the field at the same time, and you force a defense to cover all three of those. And by
Well,
doing
when
that,
you got a
the field
guy,
spread you keep the field spread for guys like Zeke and Pollard to run. And I think if we're going to beat the Giants, you got to keep the field spread.
Do you agree, Jay Clark?
what I was saying,
Certainly. I mean, like I said, the offense looked impressive today just simply because we were running slants. If you, my
Right.
Twitter feed for weeks has been like, yo, we are successful when we run slants because we're getting the ball quick and allowing these guys to do what they do after the catch. And that's the game plan they, implemented today. I agree. Once you draft a guy like CD, you become a passing first team. You keep
Right.
those three options on the field, spread that defense out. You never know where you're going with the ball, but you can distribute it a bunch of different ways. And unfortunately, that's what makes the Zeke contract go bad. So to me,
Right.
I have confidence if we do things like we ran today and have that scheme. But unfortunately, it's been far too little that we see a scheme like today run. Slants and quick passes and screens aren't something to the receivers, at least, that we generally see our
Right.
offense running.
Right.
And so I don't have faith in that necessarily. But if they show up like that, yeah, sure, we can make
Right.
some things happen.
Right. To
Oh,
me, we're built more like that. It's more like a West Coast kind of offense. You know what I mean? With the short, quick game stuff, we have the ability to stretch over the top when we need to. But seeing like the last couple of weeks, like we've been hitting plays downfield, but that all stems from the short passing game, getting safeties to roll up, corners to roll up, and making them play within 10 yards, and then taking our shots downfield when they're there. So if we're gonna beat the Giants, spread the field,
all right.
spread the spread the
So,
field, make them cover everybody.
so Phil, our season finale, the Eagles play the Redskins. What do you see happening?
I thought we was gonna win today, but I just wanted to make a statement when they were talking about how rolling today. The reason why is because we got two of the worst corners in the NFL.
Yes, yes,
Mm,
it's not even close.
What's his name? Roby Coleman. He gets fucking and
Yeah,
posted on the screen is Jaquez. I never even heard of this guy. He was
yeah,
leading the league and giving up yards. Like, who the fuck is he and where did he come from?
right,
So that's
right,
why y'all looked extra good today with these two
right,
guys on the field.
right.
Mhm.
No, I agree. I agree.
I think the
But
Eagles Washington matchup is going to be interesting because you guys are going against a team who has a good defense, but their offense literally has no momentum behind it at all. As we saw, Haskins got pulled today for a practice squad guy,
Right,
and then y'all offense is still with the rookie Jalen Hurts back there. You're still not quite sure what you guys are delivering, and y'all defense. That's a toss up game to me. It's going to be interesting to watch.
I think because they don't have a quarterback whatsoever, I think we should be able to win that game.
yes.
Mhm.
If it
It
was
because
out,
there was
be in
something about
trouble.
Alex Smith might. They were saying Alex Smith might try to play. I don't know how true that is, though.
Okay. So, Jay Clark, are you on New Zealand?
I am.
Okay. So
That's all.
what? So what time is it in? 1, 2 o'clock in the
it,
afternoon, right?
it's 2:30 Monday. Yeah,
Oh,
in the
okay.
afternoon.
Okay.
Oh,
So, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Jersey.
So, how's a guy from New Jersey living in New Zealand a fan of the Dallas Cowboys?
my father was a Cowboys fan, so he just raised me right. You know, it was all about the Dallas
I
Cowboys, and
got
that's just how I was raised.
loyalty inside my DNA.
What North or South Jersey?
Central. I'm right around Route 1 and Route 18, New Brunswick area.
Okay. So your father's one of those guys that live up here and was a fan
Bandwagon.
and a fan of the Cowboys.
But his tie to the team was they were started the same year he was born, so that was his tie to the team. Was they shared the same birth year, so that's what that was all
Some
about.
BS.
Yes, it is. There's no possible way he could have liked the Jets, huh?
Nah. We wasn't going that route. We can take some heartache. We some history. That team is just heartache at the heartache. Nah, we don't do that.
So you are a marketer for Warner Brothers Music?
Warner Music, yeah.
Okay. So what do you do there?
I handle the implementation of their catalog, making sure that people are heading to services like Spotify to listen to, we handle Prince and Madonna. So we're trying to make sure you listen to Prince and Madonna, and also make sure any new urban and hip hop acts being marketed accordingly here in New Zealand.
Okay. So what they have to arrive there for you to market them, or?
No, it's simply like the new we handle all the marketing for a new release. So take somebody like Cardi B, who's on our label. If she were to drop an album, we're taking care of the marketing efforts out here, just like how you would see her being marketed with ads and whatnot across Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter and all that in the States. We're handling that for the New Zealand market.
Now, is urban music real popular in New Zealand?
Man, they love black music. When I first stepped off that plane, all I'm hearing is hip hop and R&B. They love it, but they don't have the cultural understanding of some of it. It's the stuff you would expect somebody on a pop level fan base to enjoy. That's where they're at, thinking that they really love hip hop and R&B, but they don't understand some of the cultural significance
Right.
of what is included in all that.
Mm-hmm. Like the N word, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, or regional
Y'all
differences. The difference between West Coast and East Coast, or I don't think they even really know there was a Midwest movement in hip hop, or they don't know about the Dirty South and things of that nature. It's all surface level.
Now, what's the reason why some songs are on Spotify and some songs are on Amazon Music? Like sometimes you'll have an artist that's missing songs on there.
It's all about
Money.
rights. It's all about rights. Yeah, money and agreements.
Yeah.
Fortunately, a lot of these agreements were done before something like streaming was around. So, for example, to take an artist like Aaliyah. Aaliyah, you're not going to find a lot of her catalog on any streaming service just because that's not been part of her deal, and her family's kind of keeping that off. And then you have some artists which negotiate deals with one particular streaming service versus another because they pay differently and have different benefits and things of that nature. So it's all about the money in the contracts.
Hmm. Now, Mr. C.J. Lee, now you're from Springfield, Virginia, correct?
Yeah, originally from Springfield, but I just bought a house in Stafford almost 2 years ago now.
Okay, now how's someone from Virginia a fan of the Dallas Cowboys?
I get that question all the time. Honestly, I know when I was 6 years old, I liked their colors.
Oh, here we go.
So ever since then, I just kind of stuck with it. Then I started seeing the teams like the Dion teams with Charles Haley's and all those guys coming up. So I just kind of stuck with it from that point.
So you Troy Aikman and them boys.
Oh yeah, Troy, Leon Lett. I
Yeah, we
was
call that a backman.
Troy Hambrick.
so them winning the championship has nothing to do with you liking the Cowboys,
No,
just their colors.
yeah, that was it. I had no idea who they were at the time. I
Uh,
thought they were cool on TV.
uh,
So then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just stick with it because that's what I know. And from that point on, when I started getting it, because the year after that, that's when I started playing football. So I started really getting into it. Because in Virginia, you can start playing at 7.
uh,
You know what I mean? So from that point on, you know what I mean, I started really getting into football, and I was like, yeah, I like my team. They cool.
So you're a coach. Are you a
Yeah,
coach? Football coach?
yeah,
A
yeah.
high school or?
Right now I coach youth. So
Okay.
my age group is 11 through 14, and I'm the head coach of my team, Spartans,
What Spartans?
Springfield.
Okay, the Springfield Spartans. Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Uh, CJ Lee and Jay Clark, thank you for joining us. Jay Clark, do you wanna tell us your social media?
You can hit me on all the major sites at jclark787. And thank you, gentlemen. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Mr. CJ, you wanna tell us your social media?
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, I can't even thank you guys enough for having me on. But definitely hit me up, CJ Lee 5. You know what I mean? That's my Twitter handle, and I'm on there all day, every day. So at me, I'm gonna at you back.
So you can reach the Judgmentals on Facebook and Twitter at PNL Judgmentals, Instagram at the_Judgmentals, or you can email us at pnljudgmentals@gmail.com. Thanks again, guys. Phil, do you want to add anything
Thanks,
before we roll?
fellas. Nah, I just want to say thanks for joining us. We'll talk shit again next time the Eagles play Cowboys.
Right.
No doubt.
And y'all were very clean too. Y'all didn't give us any type of shit talk. And how about them Cowboys? I was just waiting for one of you to say that.
Hey,
Yeah,
no, look,
I'm an honest fan. I'm an honest fan. That's it. It's been a shit year. Like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, we the best. We beat y'all that way. We're
hey,
5
let
and
me
69 at this point.
It's kind of hard to talk your trash with our record.
let me see how it goes. 2021, then hit me back.
Right.
Yeah.
When we posted that 10-win season and the Eagles got 2 wins, then I'm gonna come with it.
Mhm.
We just started.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
All right,
No problem.
appreciate it,
Anytime.
guys. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Dallas, Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys.